Good morning. The cleaners have just come, and so very tidy bed because they changed the bed, and brain and mouth not connected this morning because I had to get woken up very early, and it felt very rude of hubby to do so, to get me going for the cleaners. But they came early, which is normal. My cleaners, these new cleaners are fantastic. Well, they're not new. I've had them for a while, but they're fantastic. They show up when they say they're going to show up, which is kind of a big deal. But anyway, I kind of got partway done, and I didn't finish up my makeup, and now we need to run out and do some errands, so I'm just going to finish it up. I got to the eyeshadow and never quite got as far as, what do you call that thing? Blush and lip, which was the last of it. And I want to just glue down the eyebrows, because the eyebrows are a little unruly. And of course, then I made a mess. And I didn't blend that very well. That's the concealer. How's that? No. All right, we're just going to ignore it because any second now, hubby is going to come in and go, "Are you ready yet?" So I'm just going to put stuff on. I am going to, because I cannot think of what to do, and I just need to be quick. I am just going to throw on, you know what? I'm going to throw on my NARS Orgasm, because that is no fail and fast. But while I'm at it, I just very quickly wanted to sort of give an update, or another update, but really sort of hone in on the fact that I think I finally have the blackheads and the sebaceous filaments under control. And by under control, I don't mean that they're gone completely. The blackheads are not that prominent, but I can still see my pores. So, you know, when I put on makeup, I do have to make sure that I have a pore blurring primer, you know, and, you know, I do foundation and cover up the pores and things like that. However, the sebaceous filaments was really more so than the blackheads, because I think the blackheads are easier to control. That's just a matter of making sure the nose is clean and not getting dirt built up in the pores. Was the sebaceous filaments, because they kind of stick out and they look like little, anyway, go Google it, because it's not cute, and mine are in good shape. So, but I've got foundation on today, so I don't know if, yeah, I don't think you can really see. However, I have settled, and I know Echo always asks, so I'm gonna just, this is sort of to tell her, but I have settled on, I think after trying, you know, all sorts of viral hacks and things like that, the perfect combination for me with regards to what keeps the sebaceous filaments and the blackheads under control. And it is these two products from Paula's Choice. Okay, they're not the most affordable, but they're the best. Okay, this is the clear line from Paula's Choice, and that's their daily clearing skin treatment with 5% benzoyl peroxide. I find this to be very gentle. You don't need a lot. You need like a teeny tiny, if you're only doing your nose, like I have it in a travel size that I'm going to use up. Like that is more than enough to do your whole nose. And anyway, and I find it really gentle. I don't find that it dries out my skin or anything like that, but my skin's pretty tough. Okay, so bear that in mind. And with all of these sorts of things, you know, go slow, go gentle, start easy, that kind of thing. And it does come in a lower strength in a 2.5%. So, you know, benzoyl peroxide, which is used for, you know, zits and pimple treatment and things like that, goes as high as 10%. And I think it starts like 1% or 2, you know, depending on where you buy it. But Paula's Choice have a 2.5% and a 5%. And this is their 5%, which is their extra strength. But I find in general Paula's Choice formulations to be really good and very gentle. And it doesn't like bother my skin. So I generally tend to not react with Paula's Choice products. And I have been using Paula's Choice for almost 20 years. However, they have become very expensive in terms of like just general other stuff. So these are probably the only two things that I actively still use in my rotation. I do have like their lower strength BHA and AHA and things like that. And it's more just I'm trying to use stuff up that I bought on sale, because they quite often have 20 or 25% off sales. And I kind of like stocked up. The last time they did that, which was, well, no, they do it very frequently, but the last time I did it was a couple of years ago, and I still have a lot of stuff I'm working my way through. The other thing is the Paula's Choice Skin Perfecting BHA 9, which is a 9% salicylic acid. Okay, this is strong, okay, because most of the time salicylic acid is really only like 2%. Or 5%, I'm not sure. I think it's 2% actually. But this is the old packaging, and it's in a pump tube, and I didn't like it because every time I pumped, there was too much of it coming out. This is a new one I haven't opened up yet, and they've changed the packaging, so now it's in like a little squeezy tube with a dropper. So I think the delivery mechanism is a little bit better if you're going to do like targeted spot treatment. I transferred mine into just a little dropper bottle because I was finding that I only need like that much of it, and I don't even know if you can see. You can see the light reflecting off it. A teeny tiny amount. And I find that the combination of this in the morning and this at night works really well for me. And that's it. And that's Hubby. And I'm going to put on my lipstick, and then we can go. So what am I going to wear? Everyday red, because it's easy. Say hi to Echo.
Hi, Echo. You said 5 minutes.
I know. I lied.
Yeah, I know.
It's 8 minutes.
I would plan better.
We're heading out to the butcher because I ordered some duck liver to make duck liver pate. Hubby loves it. And we eaten the last batch I had made ages ago, and Hubby was like, I would like some more pate. I've been making it with chicken liver in the past, and the previous butcher that I went to said that they couldn't get duck liver. Anyway, I decided to well, we tried a new butcher. Their prices are actually quite competitive and better than the old butcher, and they've got a really fun name. They're called the Pickled Pig. And we went in because they had a sale last week. Sorry, I still have not mastered talking and applying lipstick at the same time. They had a sale last week, and we got a giant tomahawk steak because it was like half off. which I grilled. It turned out perfectly. And anyway, we still have leftovers for that. I'm going to use that leftovers from the steak to make a beef salad today. So that's just lunch, and it's not very interesting. Everyday red in case anybody was wondering. The closest I know that's available that you can find, but it's probably a little bit more blue, is Big Apple by ColourPop in the glossy stain range. Whenever somebody says, oh, I love the color of your lips, what are you wearing? And I tell them Big Apple by, who are they? Oh, this brain, by ColourPop, because that's sort of like the closest I can recommend that is the exact same texture, does all the same things, and is the closest color. But anyway, yeah, that's it. This is the blush, which was the NARS Orgasm, which you've seen a million times, and it's old and it's banky. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I will use this up one day. I will. Anyway, so that's it. This is really quick, and unfortunately, Hubby's not terribly upset with me. But yes, so it's the Paula's Choice Clear. Either the 2.5 or the 5%. I use the 5%. And the Paula's Choice BHA 9. And I use this at night. I use this in the daytime. Make sure your skin is very hydrated. Make sure you wear sunscreen, yada, 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 all of that sort of stuff. And this is strong, so go easy and be careful if anybody is sort of wanting to you know, try this. But this is sort of like everything I've tried. I mean, if you go back through my videos, you know, you'll see me talking about sebaceous filaments and how much I hate them and how, you know, annoying they are and all that sort of stuff. This is the only thing that I have found after many, many months of consistent usage that is about as low fuss and low maintenance as I can get it, and still see results and still see consistent results, where the sebaceous filaments and the blackheads are very well under control. So yes, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I am going to go. We have duck livers to collect, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.